All right. How are you guys going? Do you have any injuries or ailments I should know about?
No, all
Awesome.
good. Thank you.
Ooh, look at
Oh, that was awesome. It's awesome. I love that.
That's
I
what I did,
love that. I
shaka.
love Zoom.
Is that what it was?
Oh, baby, thumbs up.
Oh, thumbs up. Oh, there it goes on you. All these hidden Zoom surprises.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How funny. All right. Okay, sitting nice and comfortably on your mat. Feel free to sit on a pillow or a bolster if you like. Please make sure you have a belt handy for today because we're going to do some beautiful leg and hamstring stretches that are just a little bit more accessible if you have a belt. Another prop you might like to have is a bolster and a block, so just have your whole stash next to you. All right, and remember, I'm just here to guide you, make sure that you make the practice your own and do what feels good for you. So dropping your shoulders down away from your ears, relaxing into your legs and hips, hands to your knees, palms down. Just take a deep breath in and lift through your spine, lengthening into the crown of your head. And as you exhale, maintaining that length in your spine, but feeling free to just have a little moment of letting go. And we'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, letting go. One more time. And coming into your body, drawing away from your external environment. Becoming aware of your breath. Inhaling and exhaling naturally. And in your own time, start to gradually deepen your breath. And for tonight's pranayama technique, we're going to practice kumbhaka breathing, which is a little bit of breath retention. But as with any pranayama practice, you just work within your range. So doing a nice full deep breath, retaining the breath a little, but not creating any strain. So it should feel pretty restful and organic. And pranayama is an activity just like our yoga asanas that develops very gradually over time. So you might be able to retain your breath for just a moment or 1 second or two while you're kind of early on in your practice, and then maybe a year from now you can easily count to hold your breath for 4. But just as I'm counting you through it, don't feel like you need to sync with my counting. I'll offer 4, retaining the breath for up to 4. But if you feel comfortable more at 1 or just a moment, please just go into your own rhythm. So we'll start by just getting back into a rhythm with our breath. When you've got a comfortable, steady rhythm with your breath, inhale, hold, exhale completely, hold the breath out, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold the breath out. And now just continuing on in your own time, taking those little pauses at the end of the inhalation and at the end of your exhalation. Beautiful. One more round. And returning to regular yogic breathing. And we'll move into 5 rounds of Gauranga breathing. So let's exhale completely. Take a breath in. And say the sound. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. Gauranga. One more time. Gauranga. Returning to your regular breathing pattern. Bringing your palms together in prayer position in front of your heart into Anjali Mudra. And just taking a moment for yourself here. It might be a moment of gratitude or reflection, or just to center yourself. And opening your eyes, releasing your hands, and coming over to sit on your heels. If this is feeling a little bit tight on your ankles or your hips, just taking a block under your hips or a bolster in between your knees. And taking it from side to side, reaching over to one side, dropping your opposite hand to the floor, and lifting up and over to the other side. Lifting up. One more time each way. You might linger a little bit this time, softening into that lower elbow, trying to keep at a really nice side stretch, so open through your chest, up and over to the other side. And come all the way back to center. Taking your belt and come down to lay on your back. And bringing both feet to the floor and taking the middle of your belt around the sole of your right foot. Pressing the sole of your foot up toward the ceiling so you've got a nice straight right leg. Gently drawing your navel in to support your lower back. And holding one side of the belt in each hand. And we're just going to work with the belt to draw your leg in toward your torso till you feel a nice stretch, and then release it out. Drawing it in and release out. Just going as far as feels like a comfortable stretch for you. Using your breath. So with the breath and this dynamic movement, you can do it either inhale to lengthen through the hamstring muscles here, and then exhale, taking your leg back to center. Or you can do it the other way, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, using your exhalation to soften a little deeper into the stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale. So just going with whichever one feels best for you. We'll do it a couple more times, drawing in. Try to relax through your upper body, letting your arms be heavy as they draw against the belt. Exhale. And from here, holding your belt in your right hand, taking your right leg out to the side. I've got a wall right next to me, so I'm going to raise my leg right up out to the side. If you can hold your toe, you can wrap your first two fingers around your big toe, taking your left hand and arm out to the side, palm down for a bit of stability. Holding there for just a couple more breaths. And when you're ready to come back to center, taking hold of your belt, navel drawing in, raising your leg back to center, and we'll take hold of the belt in the left hand, bringing your right thumb right into the crease of your hip. And that just gives you a little bit of room to move the flesh of your thigh away from your hip joint so that you can take your leg across your body. If you'd like to, you can straighten out through that supporting left leg if it gives you more space to move. Flexing that left foot back toward you. And inhale, come back to center. Drawing the leg in one more time. And then we're going to carefully bend through that knee, releasing your belt over to the left side, taking hold of the sole of your foot with both hands, drawing your knee down toward your armpit, with your thigh moving down alongside your rib cage, getting a nice diagonal hip stretch. And sending your foot back up into the sky. Exhale, carefully lowering your leg back down. Take a very mini Shavasana here. Turn your palms up. Relax your feet and notice the difference in energy flow between your right leg and your left leg and your hip. And let's switch to the other side. So starting with both feet on the floor. Taking the middle of your belt around your left foot. Holding the belt in each hand and just starting to draw your leg in. And release it out. And let's do one more. And release your leg back to center. Take hold of your belt in your left hand and lower your left leg over to the left side. Nice big stretch through the leg if you can, taking your fingers around your big toe. Straightening that supporting right leg if it feels more comfortable. And drawing against your belt, navel drawing in, raising your leg back to center and taking your left thumb into that hip and taking your left leg across. I have to go on to full labor style, having a baby, breathing when I do this stretch because it's my legs are so tight. It's very intense. Inhale, come back to center. Drawing in just a couple more times. Nice little stretch. And as you draw in on the second time, releasing your belt, just popping it out to the side, taking hold of the sole of your foot with both hands and drawing your knee down in toward your armpit, down toward the floor, flexing your right toes back toward you. And then carefully floating your leg up, inhale, and exhale, release. Turn your palms up, allow your feet to naturally fall out to the sides. All right, walking your feet in, hug your knees in, rock yourself up to sitting, placing the belt at the top of your mat, taking your hands out in front, and jump your feet back into a plank position, setting yourself to come up into downward dog. Positioning your hands shoulder width apart, fingers and thumbs spread nice and wide. Press the floor away so you've got that biofeedback in your fingers and thumbs and your palms. Pressing the floor away and lifting into your hips and spine, and then begin to lift and lower through your heels, alternating from side to side. Good. Raise both heels nice and high. Lift and lengthen, lifting into your hips. Exhale. Lower your heels down toward the floor. Holding here in downward dog for just a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, raising your right leg up. Nice big reach. So going into a bit of an informal hip stretch here, throwing your leg up in the air, very carefully, of course, consciously, but just taking it up into the air and opening up through your hip, feeling free to bend through the knee if you like, rolling around the hip a little, maybe drawing your knee back, maybe even lowering your knee and hugging it in and taking your knee from side to side. Just doing whatever feels good to work into your hip joints. And then lowering the right foot down. And inhaling the left leg up. So just being a little bit playful and feeling how different movements feel. Warming up into your hips. Coming back into downward dog. Looking between your hands and starting to walk your feet forward. Finding yourself at the top of your mat. And reverse melt to come up to standing. Very nice. And we're going to reach for our belt. You guys can stay standing at the top of your mat. I'm going to face the camera so it's easier to see. So we're going to do the same series pretty much that we did down on the floor with the belt, but in a standing position. So we'll be taking the leg out in front and then out to the side. So first of all, just getting nice and grounded through your feet, Tadasana feet, nice and strong through your legs, and then taking the middle of the belt around the sole of your foot. I want you to just really carefully progress into the pose, taking the belt one side in each hand. You might only go knee here and just practice taking your knee out to the side, focusing more on your balance. Or if you can, taking your leg out in front. It could be with a gently bent knee. So just going within your range of motion. Sometimes, like, as far as should I straighten my leg or should I bend it? If you're straightening your leg and you're kind of curved over to compensate because your legs are a little bit tight, I would say it's probably better to bring a soft bend into your knee so that you're getting length through your spine and you're still getting a nice stretch through that whole posterior chain of your body. In any case, let's go. Inhale, raising that leg up, holding onto your belt. Excellent. And then we're going to take it from there out to the side. So left hand to the hip, leg out to the side. And the key is to really draw your energy into the midline of your body. So your hip is drawing, thigh bone is drawing into your hip. The energy of your leg is drawing back into your body to help maintain stability and come back to center. And lower down. Let's go to the other side. I'm going to go side on. So getting your stability first, navel drawing in, drawing your hips in toward each other, activating your glutes, taking your leg out in front. Hand to your hip or even to a wall or a chair as well to help you balance. Staying here for a couple of breaths and then seeing if you can take it out to the side. Coming back to center. Beautiful. Exhale. Lower down. Beautiful. Releasing your belt. And just taking a moment here. Letting all of your energy balance out. All right, so standing in mountain pose at the top of your mat, hands to your heart center in prayer position. Inhale, reaching up. Nice and long through your spine. Exhale, folding forward, bending through the knees if needed. Inhale, coming into a half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, jumping or stepping back into plank position. And lower down. Inhale, coming into cobra. We haven't done too much with our spine yet, so let's just take it nice and easy. Knees to the floor. Exhale, lifting back into downward dog. Holding here for 3 full breaths. Taking your time to find your way into the pose. Good. Inhaling, raise your right leg up. Exhale, stepping your foot forward in between your hands. Keeping your back knee lifted, pressing into your back heel, bending your front leg so your knee is stacked above your ankle, drawing in through your navel and inhale. Raise your arms up above your head, shoulders down away from your ears, coming into high lunge. Holding here for a few breaths. Inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, lower your arms as you lower your back knee to the floor. Flatten out through your back foot and bring your hands to your front knee as you soften down into a low lunge. Feeling a nice stretch through the hips. Okay, option here to either raise your arms up and just take a little back bend. Other option is to reach. You might like to take a pad under your knee, reach for your back foot. Maybe both hands to your back foot. And still see if you can soften your hips forward. Other option is to just have one hand forward and reach for that back foot. So drawing your heel in toward your hip, holding for your foot, holding onto your foot, and then carefully lowering your foot back as far as it will go as your hips soften down. And release. Hands to your front knee. This class today is short and lots of fun little challenges along the way. If you can just have fun with it and have a go, see how you go. Stepping back into downward dog. Inhale, raising the left leg up. Exhale. Keeping your back knee up off the floor and lengthening into your back heel. Front knee is stacked above your ankle. Navel drawing in. Inhale. Feeling your hips gently engage, drawing into the midline of your body to help stabilize through the legs and torso. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, lower the arms, lower your knee, and bring your hands to your front knee, softening down into your hips. And getting ready for our fun little challenge. So either taking the arms up or taking the hands back, raising the back foot up, seeing if you can catch your back foot, and then soften your hips down. And you just allow your shoulder blades to move together and relax into your hips. One more breath here. Carefully release. Hands to the floor. And step back into downward dog. Beautiful. From here, knees to the floor, hips to your heels. Keep reaching out into your fingertips. Just take a few breaths here in extended child's pose. Letting everything settle. One more breath here. And then come back to sitting on your heels. We've got one more fun challenge pose before we wind down, and that is dolphin pose. So it's coming onto your forearms and doing a downward dog position. If you would like a little bit of support around your arms, you can take your yoga belt and create a loop. Oops. And make it just as wide as your shoulders or chest, and loop it around the tops of your arms. And that way, when you take the support of the weight of your body up, you'll feel that your upper arms can work out into the belt while you still press your forearms and hands down into the floor. And it just prevents your elbows and forearms from slipping out from underneath you. All right. So again, it's a fun challenge. Don't take it too seriously. Just see how you go with it. Taking your hands out in front. I like to bring the tips of my big thumbs, my big toes, my thumbs, tips of my thumbs together and spread my fingers nice and wide, so I've got lots of surface area there. Forearms to the floor, elbows stacked under your shoulders. Starting with your knees on the floor, tuck your toes under, and then begin to just incrementally lift. So start with knees off the floor, and then gradually take your hips up, walking your feet in, maybe knees bent, or maybe legs straight. Let's see how far you can walk your feet in. And creative option here to take your leg up in the air to three-legged dog and hold for a few breaths before changing to the other side. Holding here for 2 more breaths. So really pressing the floor away, forearms and hands pressing into the floor, creating space between your upper arms, your neck, your ears. And getting ready to exhale. Lower your knees to the floor, hips to your heels, forehead to the floor, and take your arms down alongside your body, resting in child's pose. Slowly lifting up to sit on your heels and coming over onto your belly. Just trying to think how to demonstrate this on the video. So for our spinal twist today, resting the backs of your hands on top of one another and your head on your hands. And just taking a couple of breaths here. And for our spinal twist, then taking the left arm out, right fingertips to the floor, and you're going to raise your right leg, reaching your right toe behind you. So you'll feel that twist through your lower back. And then the more you bring your right shoulder down, and the more you reach that toe back, you'll feel your spine working. And then, of course, you can play with opening up a little, maybe even reaching back behind you, just finding a little bit of a playful approach, rotating back to center, reaching out into the right arm, left hand out for support, and then reaching the left toes back, taking that knee back. Good, come back to center. Rolling over onto your back now. And right knee across to the left, just very briefly. Bring it back to center. Left knee over to the right. Nice big stretch. Coming back to center. And drawing both knees in, giving them a hug. Making some circles with your knees, massaging into your sacrum. And back in the opposite direction. Come back to center, Lower both feet to the floor and make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. Either feet to the floor, knees falling in toward each other, or laying out nice and flat. And if you can, covering your eyes to block out the light, turning your palms up and allowing your feet to naturally fall out to the sides. You guys keep lying where you are. And just noticing how your mind and body feel after your practice. And notice how you feel after engaging in some fun little challenges as well. Sometimes those fun, playful challenges catch us in funny little internal dialogues. So our practice is a really nice, safe place for bringing up those sorts of things. We might get challenged in our daily life and it gets us a little bit riled up, but when we're challenged on the mat, it just is what it is. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. It's just helping us learn to respond in different ways as we are faced with challenges. Just taking a few more breaths here in Shavasana. Just being quiet and present. Now slowly starting to wriggle your fingers and toes. And rock your head from side to side. Rolling over onto your left side. And pressing yourself up to sit. And we'll finish chanting Gopala, Govindarama, Madana Mohana. So I'll sing it through twice and it'll be your turn to sing. And just remembering to rest your mind and heart in the mantras. That's the most important thing. Gopala, Govindarama, Madana Mohana. Gopala, Govindarama, Madana Mohana. Your turn. Gopala, Govindarama, Madana Mohana. 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 And now we'll close off our practice by bringing our palms together in prayer position and bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other. And bowing once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.